Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be kind of just talking Season 15, opening night, opening weekend, being efficient, a couple different topics, and joining me is going to be a really good player from my clan named Darth. He's one of the best players in the world. If we pull up last season's leaderboard, seasonal hardcore, last season was Season 14, Darth actually finished as the #1 monk in the world for hardcore. So he's very knowledgeable, very experienced. He's just an awesome player. So he's going to be joining me for this video, and let's get into it. Alrighty, and now I'm joined by, I'm not even going to say your name. I'll let you introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Alright, my name's Darth. Andrew is my real name, but yeah, cool. Darth. That's what people know me as on Diablo.
Cool, and how did last season go for you?
It went pretty well. It was kind of an exciting season since like Quinn came back to play, and I was kind of up there competing with him for a while before, Battle of Azarath came out. So it was pretty cool. Just like a lot more people came back, and I think that had something to do with it. Some of the streamers came back, mods as well as one of them. But overall, this is actually the first season that I finished with a rank 1, which was nice because I had several rank 2s and some of them at the last minute. So I did manage to squeeze the rank 1 monk in there, and it was actually a world, kind of surprisingly, but yeah, did manage to get the world rank 1. So
yeah, that's awesome. So you play other games, not just Diablo?
Mainly play Diablo. I mean, I played Overwatch here and there. I used to play a lot of other games back in the day, Halo, Civilization was one of the ones we've talked about before.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But right now it's mainly Diablo. I've tried going Path of Exile a couple of times because I really like how, the itemization in that game, but it's just not as clean for me as Diablo is.
Yeah, so, no, for sure. Yeah, Diablo knocks Path of Exile out of the water in terms of user interface and smoothness
just
of gameplay.
Friendliness. Yeah. It's There's a lot of things that I feel like they could add, and it would just be it would make it a lot better of an experience for somebody coming from Diablo, at least. But I'm sure that's not necessarily their main focus. But
yeah, no, I mean, Path of Exile is a great game in its own right. That's not a knock on it. It's just nobody can compete with Blizzard in terms of polished gameplay.
Yeah, I mean their graphics are great also, yeah, for sure. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, thanks. So getting into Season 15, kinda what's your plan on being efficient in opening night, and what do you think about the whole bounty theme and all that?
I like the bounty theme. There's some of me wants to is kind of concerned about the whole botting aspect of people getting what they call cookies, free bags to a degree. But I mean it's always give or take with any kind of change in a game. It seems you're at least this way it'll help the people who are legit players also. Because anything you do, if you do it enough, you're gonna. Well, first off, they may run out of souls probably before they are able to use all the bounty mats that they'll be getting. But I'm just, I guess I should just focus on how I play the game. So yeah, I mean it's gonna be good for us because we do a lot of quick bounties. We all get a demon hunter ready. Just go try to do not at first, but try to get it down to an 8-minute bounty run would be nice.
Yeah.
So we just speed those out real quick, and should be able to get a lot of good gear this season. Which kind of unlucky in the past sometimes. But.
I know I read some comments on Reddit that were saying now they feel obligated to only do bounties and just constantly do bounties because they're twice as effective. What do you say to that? You think that's kind of true? You're gonna feel you're forced to do bounties?
What's the gear without the Paragon behind it? In the end,
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, one thing is, like, we play hardcore, right? So it's like, I I never really was one of the. I mean, me, like, I'm not usually like the highest Paragon at the end of the season, but there's one thing that is very true about it. It's like, you know, uh, you'll never lose Paragon when you die. You'll lose your gear, but you still have your Paragon. It's like, basically, it's like, every level of Paragon is one level of a calzone, or calzone rather. So
Yeah.
that never goes
Calzone.
away. Because it's just 5 more main stat. So if you're just looking for pure effectiveness, yeah, there's like people who are more casual probably won't care as much about whether or not they have high Paragon. It might just want to go with bounties to get, like, it's really cool to have like nice gear and stuff like that. So they may go that route. As far as like like opening night, I'll probably want to do like the standard kind of quick boss kill. Well, first off, the challenge rift, you should definitely save it and not do it if you haven't done it. But the challenge rift, and then we usually just do like a boss kill, and then go to halls 3, until you can get the rings and amulet, hopefully for added damage, and then rift just as fast as you can. We have to do for the 4-piece, I believe, you have to do a set of bounties anyway. I'm pretty sure, but I think in the end that, like, there are certain benefits of like doing bounties straight off the bat. Like, you could get like rainbow goblins, for one, is one of the things I always thought would be kind of cool. Especially, like, I guess some of the appeal to that was before you actually got death breaths in the challenge rift cache, because like they actually were dropping in Whimsyshire,
yeah,
whichever one it is.
The goblin, the area, or not goblin area, but the rainbow goblin area. Yeah. Did you say what difficulty? I know, because like a lot of time I've been in a couple groups where we finished level 70 first in like the server, and I know there's a lot of like difficulty changing. What's your kind of philosophy?
We were in one. Yeah, we were in one together doing that. I mean, it's really long. As long as the kill speed, for me, as long as the kill speed continues to be good, and there's not a huge risk to any one player of dying, because I feel like if you have to, I mean, it's not a huge deal, I guess, if somebody rips, they can kind of stay at the entrance of the rift and level up pretty quickly. Sometimes actually have died in on other servers, and it ended up like with better gear at the end. But like I mean, it's basically I would adjust it when you get like to level reduction items and you just start like destroying.
So stay on hard from like level 1 to level 45.
I try to stay away from expert, because just like this, like how the monster health increases versus the actual experience gain is like less than master. So like I like to go either hard, master, and then possibly torment 1 if you're really crushing it. But like here's the problem is like a lot of people will get like pretty overconfident, and you'll start getting from like you can get I believe 40 is the first time that you can get a level 70 item. And we usually try to craft for that. That's pretty lucky if you were to actually get the 30 level reduc. But let's say you got it like 44 or something like that. You'll be able to crush, T1 pretty quickly if you're an experienced player. But, you might even feel like going like T2 or T3. But like the thing is as soon as you get to like mid 50s, that incoming damage is just going to start to like wreck you, possibly one-shot you. If you play a class like, I know you play Demon Hunter a lot. I play Monk. We don't get our procs early on.
No.
If you get hit by one thing that just drops you, you could hope for it. I like to run Divine Protection on a Monk. Sometimes that could save, but there's not like a lot of outs if you get just dropped real quickly. So
yeah, and dying, like if you're in a 4-person group and somebody dies, it usually sets you back on hitting level 70 like 25-30 minutes. So it's not really worth it. To but like and you
Yeah, it's a small gain for. I mean, like, again, like you could do it for a few levels, but as soon as you feel that damage incoming, being a little bit stronger, you might want to drop it back down to at least master, if not just hard, and then just ride it out. You could still get, like, just try to go faster, or maybe drop some DR passives for something that makes you move faster.
Mhm.
Like Necro, you might want to do that first passive. I can't remember the name of it, but
The like
consuming corpse.
fueled by death or something.
Yep, fueled by death. Yep, exactly.
So we're kind of in consensus that even though bounties are double the effectiveness, it's still best to kind of do the old tried and true 1 to 70 method.
Yeah, I mean, like, some of that might just be my kind of, like, if it ain't broken, don't fix it attitude.
Yeah.
But, like, there's, we tend to do pretty well opening night. Last season, I was able to get Lionhearted before Softcore got their 75. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is good. That is funny.
Yeah, like, here's, like, some of the things that might, like, I was thinking about what could possibly benefit you from doing bounties, and I have seen a couple groups in the past do bounties and kind of keep up with the 70s Rift groups. Agani, I don't know if you remember him.
Yep. Yeah.
He definitely was able to do that and come out in a pretty good position once. But a lot of that is like RNG to a degree, because, like, if you get those, try to kill 100 enemy chests, you could get, like, the double experience, triple experience.
Yeah, the curse chest
from those. So those can be, like, really nice. But it's not like you can really, if you're going to go do the bounties, you're probably going to want to turn that cash in at the end. So you're going to have to do the longer bounties. You might pull a blood marsh where you have to go around the outside.
Oh yeah, I hate
spawn
that
enemies. Yeah. But that, and then, like, the other benefit might be, though, again, I still like the way that we were talking about getting to maybe like a T7 and then going into bounties because of the drop rate for these legendaries. But, like, if you're a class like Monk, it might help you to, if you get lucky, to get, like, a Ring of Royal Grandeur, because we start with a terrible set as far as I'm concerned. It's probably
the Monk.
It's not like a bad set for GRs. It's just a terrible set for, like, farming rifts. You just, because you're trying to, I mean, if you're trying to do a generation from it, a lot of that's going to depend on your spirit, and you're using your spirit to move around. So it's, like, kind of antithetical to the point of doing it. You'll just be out of damage by the time you get there.
So are you going Monk?
Ooh, I usually go Monk, and, like, sometimes the last minute I'll go Monk. It's gonna be like Monk, Barb, or Necro. If you're familiar with the DH, I would probably say that DH is probably the best one to start as well. But, like, my groups, like, and I'm not saying it's a good thing, because I really like the first day a lot, and I don't necessarily want to jump right into rats, but it is the most efficient way, and it's like we're set up basically for rats this season. It's like you got the waste barb, which is the Z barb set you use on rats, and then you got Rathba, and as long as you get a couple pieces of pestilence, you got your Z neck pretty good to go. But we've done some things in the past seasons where I've used Monk abilities to freeze stuff. There's no globe generation, but first night it can be fun to kind of do your own thing the first night, and it really is the only real opportunity you get sometimes to kind of fully show your in-depth knowledge of a certain class, just because there's skills that you won't use at other times during the season. Since sets and items kind of dictate what spells are going to be the best to use for the most part.
Yeah, for sure. Also, now I know we were kind of talking before, and you said that you did think the most efficient way would be to start Barb, 2 Necros, and a DH, right? And then just feed the DH the Z-neck gear, and then you can just go right in.
Yeah. I mean, like, well, another thing about that is that you could also, like, you know, if the DH were to get more items, the DH would also be able to feed the Necros and the Barb for being. Necro's not a great bounty. It's one of the worst, I would say, for bounties. I mean, or just like the least used. I'm not saying it's the worst. I just don't know how to do bounties on a Necro per se. I would imagine that you definitely want to have an Ingeome, which is required of a lot of classes. Not necessarily on Barb, but definitely, you know, not Barb and definitely not DH. DH is one of the great thing about Unhollowed Essence is that it doesn't require Ingeome to get around, and like, you know, you could DH could feed back gear so that you guys could start getting those bounties out quick, and then if you wanted to do some rerolls, maybe get that Scythe of the Cycle that's really nice early on. You could do bounties together. But yeah, I mean, I would say that definitely, you know, DH is going to be able to carry early on in Rifts. A possible side to that might be WD because of just how good it is 1 to 70.
And right when you hit 70, it's so good.
Yeah, Helltooth, you got the 2-piece is the only thing I think that actually has its own damage.
Yeah, it's like 3,300%, but I think the Crusader has a 4-piece.
Oh, does Roland does? Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I think
it adds damage first and then it adds attack speed. Yeah, so yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, it just Roland's is not. It's not a set I use a lot.
Yeah,
I think it's really fun. I like sweep attack a lot. It's. I kept a weapon from the last season that I wanted to give it a try, but just never seen me get around to doing that.
Yeah, I hear you. No, so yeah, I think even though bounties are double, let's stick with the tried and true method, and we're kind of in agreement on everything. So yeah, I was gonna try to keep this around 15 minutes, which we just hit. So unless there's something else you wanted to talk about, or you know, say anything, then you can.
Just good luck, and you know, do whatever, you know. This game's to have fun, so you know, whatever you're gonna enjoy the most, stick to that for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and good luck.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining me, Darth. I appreciate it.
Yep, thank you, Tristan. Take care, man.
Yep, take care. Alrighty, that was this video for discussing the early stages of Season 15 with Darth. And if you have any questions, go ahead, drop it down in the comments. I'll do my best to help you out. As always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.